If you've walked through any major city or scrolled through social media lately, you've likely seen a Maltipoo. They carry a distinct look, a tiny frame, and a soft, curly coat that gives them the appearance of a children's toy. This specific look is the result of designer breeding. By crossing a Maltese with a poodle, breeders aimed for a highly specific set of traits, a friendly, pint-sized companion that weighs between 3 and 7 kilograms. That small physical footprint is a core part of their appeal. Because they require very little physical exercise, they are a frequent choice for people living in apartments or smaller homes. But that combination of small size, expressive looks, and low exercise requirements often leads to a specific assumption. Many people look at a Maltipoo and assume it must be an easy-to-manage starter pet. This perception, that small and cute means low effort, is the starting point for most ownership issues. To keep these dogs healthy, owners have to navigate a series of requirements that are often ignored in favor of their appearance. To understand what it actually takes to raise one of these dogs, we have to look past the fluff. The reality of owning a Maltipoo involves a level of daily commitment that catches many owners off guard. To understand the maintenance required, we start with that soft, fluffy coat. While many buyers prioritize the breed because it is low shedding, that trait requires a specific trade-off in time. While a Maltipoo's shedding volume is extremely low, their maintenance frequency increases significantly. They need daily brushing and regular professional grooming. When brushing drops, an exponential risk curve shows their fur rapidly twisting into severe matting. Beyond the fur, their facial structure introduces other vulnerabilities. Maltipoos are highly susceptible to chronic tear staining around their eyes, and their small mouths make them prone to dental issues. While their specialized coat might keep your furniture free of dog hair, it transfers that cleaning labor directly onto your daily schedule. Then there is the issue of behavior. Because they weigh roughly the same as a bag of flour, owners sometimes use a Maltipoo's tiny size as a reason to skip formal training. This radar chart of Maltipoo traits shows a 4 out of 5 for trainability. Highly intelligent, they need positive reinforcement and mental stimulation. Expanding to physical durability reveals a divide, a highly active mind housed in a notably fragile body. This combination creates a unique challenge for families. While they are naturally social and get along well with children, their physical fragility requires highly supervised, gentle handling. A small size is not an excuse for a lack of education. Leaving an intelligent, understimulated mind without guidance often leads to a chaotic household. At their core, the Maltipoo is bred for companionship. They are dedicated lapdogs that score perfectly for affection and will often spend their entire day following right behind your heels. But there is a psychological flip side to that intense, people-focused bond. That deep affection comes with a high level of emotional dependency. This timeline graph maps a primary behavioral risk. As an owner's absence increases, the dog's anxiety rises sharply. Crossing a critical threshold, this stress manifests physically, with lonely Maltipoos resorting to incessant barking and destructive behavior. This is the central challenge of the breed. The exact trait that makes them such appealing lapdogs, their capacity for affection, is precisely what makes them so demanding of an owner's constant presence. When you total up these requirements, the Maltipoo ranks at a 3 out of 5 for difficulty. This breakdown matrix illustrates why. While physical exercise requirements are low, the mental engagement, emotional availability, and grooming efforts register extremely high. Because of this imbalance, the breed is not a match for anyone wanting an independent pet or anyone who spends long hours away from home for work. The ideal living setup for a Maltipoo is an apartment or a small home, where someone is frequently present to provide them with steady companionship. If you can provide that environment, the result is a deep, consistent bond with an expressive companion that offers constant warmth. The Maltipoo is not a set-it-and-forget-it accessory, but for an owner willing to invest the daily care, they are a remarkable companion dog.